minding my own business, I'm not worried about what he do. Cause nowadays all the niggas that be seafood. I always said successful I feel. All the memories come flooding back, hit different. I've changed a lot, friends list got thinner. Ain't tripping about enemies, true and stay hidden. He was lurking, so we made sure he went missing. Told the fakers to leave, but they wouldn't listen. They faulty, now they gotta watch me glisten. They ain't silent, like some snakes. Coming from a bad place, oh yeah. Tryna be a better me just for you. But it ain't easy, it's hard to get used to. Minding my own business, I'm not worried about what he do. Cause nowadays all the niggas that be see from a bad place, oh yeah. Tryna be a better me just for you. But it ain't easy, it's hard to get used to. Minding my own business, I'm not worried about what he do. Cause nowadays all the niggas that be seafood. I always said this is that I'm staying around people. Finding my own path like I'm writing my own sequel. Two-faced people all around, they be evil. 2021, you can never trust nobody. Good and bad thoughts on my mind, they be crowded. Pushing to get past his limits, then he see he bought it. Family work hard, but I never guess I'm found it. Came a long way in my dream, now I be drowning. They dying, I got some hearts pounded. Multi-talented, my passion, I haven't found it. Yeah, in my home, I was never ever doubted. I'm here from a bad place, oh yeah. Tryna be a better me just for you. But it ain't easy, it's hard to get used to. Minding my own business, I'm not worried about what he do. Cause nowadays all the niggas that be seafood. I always said this is that I'm staying around.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to each and everyone. It's a boy GFC Garvan back with another video for you guys. Happy Sunday. Today is the Sunday of the Euros semifinal already set. The Copa America, semifinal is already set. So we got a lot of news here and there, for a lot of teams in the Premier League. Where do Kevin De Bruyne end up? That's a topic that we're probably going to have to talk about because it's a possibility that him and Edison probably leave Manchester City. There's a lot going on in the world of football, especially the Euros and the Copa America, bringing something fresh, something different to our eyes. The Copa America, especially see the likes of Brazil, went out the way how they went out yesterday. It's a very good look, for what's going on. Thank you, Notorious Task, the first one in the building with a super chat. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the support. It means a lot. Yeah, so we got a lot going on in the world of football. Transfer news that everyone love. Seems like Calafiori is on his way to Arsenal. Michael Olise is on his way to Bayern Munich today to do his medical. There's a lot going on, guys. There's a lot. Where do you want us to start at? We can start at the Copa America. We can start at the Euros. Jersey's supposed to join the stream, so I don't know if you're gonna want to talk a little bit about the Euros because although his favorite German is out, my favorite Brazil is out of the Copa America, but Canada, surprisingly, I've made the semifinal. So Canada already made the semifinal of the Copa America. So we got a lot to dive into today. I'm just delighted so I can share this wonderful Sunday with each and every one that's tuned in, and who's about to tune in today. This is not going to be a very long stream today. It's going to be at least an hour, hour and a half. Depends on how the conversation going. And I'm on to you guys that tuned in, and the way we you guys are in the comment section, I'm gonna see if I can highlight all of you guys' comment, because that's what we do. We try to highlight every comment, especially if it's something that interested that we can share with the viewers, So let's dive down into the show. We're gonna start off the show with a little bit of the Euros. We all know that the host went out, Germany. They went out the way how they went out. It was an excellent game, to be quite honest. I think both teams deserve to win. Both teams put on an excellent game in the tournament. To be quite honest, we're always saying that Spain don't seems like they got any weakness. I've been telling that story over and over, that about the Spain team. They're the team that look like you can't find any weakness in that team, but the German team show that, they're up there with the best. Seems that their generation is back on track with a wonderful manager. Which I don't want to talk about that manager yet until Jersey joined, because that's his favorite team. And I know you want to talk about his Nagelsmann, so but it was an excellent game, to be quite honest. I enjoyed the game. That was a typically old fashioned, Euro game. Both teams, you know, um, try to pencil out each other, try to outclass each other. Some good young talent was on display. Musiala, show again, why he's up there with the best, young talents in the world, the likes of Williams and Lamal, proven again why they are forced to recommend with, the danger they create. Both wingers and their best friends on the field and their best friend off the field, to show the unity that's in that Spain team. Marco Corella again having another excellent game. Rugby again proving why he's one of the best in the world. You know, the Spain team is just a force to recommend with. This Spain team remind me of the Brazil team back in the Pele days. Or in the 1994 days. With your Romario, your Bebito, and all of that. Leonardo, and we can go on. Dunga, Roberto Carlos, Cafu, we can go on. Jorginho, the list goes on. This Spain team, and Taffarel was their goalkeeper, and this Spain team seems like their goalkeeper Cinnamon is a really comfortable goalkeeper. It's not bad, to be quite honest. It's pretty good, solid team they got over there. I like what I see from them. They're really playing some good stuff. Big up Indefinite. My friend Indefinite in the building. It's a really interested tournament so far. I think, in my point of view, though, I think that quarterfinal was the final in my behalf. To be quite honest, my takes is probably different from everyone, but I think that should be the final. That game, I know it was a low score game, was a 2-1 victory in extra time. But if you look on how both team was playing, it was a very nice game to sit and watch. It wasn't a high flying, high scoring game, but you can see the quality, was on the pitch. The quality was there, and that's the only thing you can ask for. Thank you, Miss Rosie. That's all you can ask for. You just can ask for your team to show up, and that's definitely what those team their two team did. They show and they put on a really good show for us. I did enjoy the game a lot. Every minute and every second of it, because it could have swung any way at all. And it was this close to go to penalty when Spain scored. So that to show you the quality of both teams. Spain did take a hurley lead, and the German fight their way back into it. Unfortunate that a few little mistake from the referee. We all know who the referee was. You know, we saw him a lot in the Premier League. But other from that, it was a good game. Penalty could have go either way. Could have make it probably a little bit different. But overall, the winning goal was a well taken header. Like, the German team just I think probably mindset was already there for penalties. Slight little mistake, something similar that I can recommend to, because my team Chelsea did it last season. With Van Dijk in the dying moment. It was something similar. The way the German team conceded, was a header from nowhere. To be quite honest, very good leap and very good finish. But it's a good look. Big up, big up, big up. You know, big up. Blue board analyst in the building. Big up, big up, big up, big up. Bigging up indefinite right there. Yeah, Jersey is in the building, guy. Indefinite saying Spain versus France is going to be. Oh yeah, but the thing is, to be honest, the that for me, it's gonna be a good game. But I think Spain and Germany was the two best team in the tournament. To be honest, that's what I would have loved to see. We still haven't seen the best of France, and that's one of my concern. I haven't seen the best of France yet, to be quite honest. Just like I haven't seen the best of England. But I think that the Spain and Germany, I think they make a mistake because that should have been the final. France is a team that find way how to reach to this point though and know how to cross the line. But for me, the only players that outstanding right now in the tournament so far for me, it's the notorious stash. You can use more than two emoji or less Nightbug gonna kick your comment out. I'm sorry, it's a computer, it's not a human. If you use more than three comment, they gonna Nightbug gonna kick you off completely. You know, yeah, I'm sorry. You only can use probably on the two emoji. I have nothing to do with it. I'm sorry. Yeah, indefinite. The comment is coming in quick and fast. Let me see. The notorious stash said my team France and Team Uruguay and then the Netherlands. That too many team. You have to go. You have to go with one because right now the Netherlands can end up face France in the final. So who you gonna go for in that aspect? Indefinite said France and England have very lucky in this Euro. Yeah, they're very lucky in this Euro, to be quite honest. Both of them are very, very lucky. And that's what I'm scared of. Sometimes in these tournaments, it's not the team that perform with the best, always win the tournament. So France or England can be a surprise package, even though they're not performing well, but when they reach to the big stage, they probably got their luck, or their luck probably can run out too. So both of them are striving off luck because they're not scoring. Most of their games is going to the late stages, the extra times and stuff. England haven't won a penalty shootout in how many years, and they crossed that line with Cole Palmer stepped up, to start at home and to start the train for England. And normal England always miss their first kick in a shootout, honestly. So that's something they can build on. But so far, France and England haven't shown their true potential yet. So that's one of my biggest concern with this Euros is those two teams. That's what I was saying. Like it would have been good if it was Germany and and Spain, reach the final. It would have been different for me. Big up Myron, big up, bro, big up, big up. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it, bro. Anytime you're ready, bro, just let me know. And I haven't set up the website yet. I'm gonna set it up soon. Bro, don't worry, bro. I will set it up soon. Yeah, the notorious Tash again. Myron Nightbug. Yeah, Nightbug is a thing, man. Nightbug is a thing. Just trying to get rid of. Nightbug is showing his true color. Uruguay. In that, I know Argentina is your team, bro, but you're gonna have to face, the next two best team in the tournament, either Colombia or Uruguay, which we all know Colombia is playing well. Colombia haven't lose any game in about 26 to 27 games, so far. So it's gonna be a good final because we all expect Argentina to take care of Canada. To be quite honest, so Argentina will take care of Canada. So you would definitely know that Argentina definitely gonna be in the final. It's just if Uruguay, can continue this solid defensive unit that they got in Colombia, been playing excellent. I would say Colombia right now is playing out of this world so far. Honestly, if we all look into it, the way how Colombia is playing, they're playing like a unit, like a team is together. Yeah, Brazil haven't been Brazil for many many years now. To be quite honest, I've been saying on the show, telling Indefinite and Jersey, that the big problem I saw with Brazil. Brazil is more like an individual team, not a really collective team. Ronaldinho, I've saying it better that he wouldn't watch any game because this team don't play like a Brazilian team. They don't represent Brazil. And those are some of the things that really happen when you got the Brazilians start to try to play like the Europeans, and that's what I think right now is killing the South American market, with players like, back in the days it used to be the South American that dominated world football, but right now it's like when they come to Europe, some come to Europe too early. They don't develop properly in Brazil first, or in Argentina, or in Uruguay. Back in the days, they used to develop in South America. And only one or few used to come to Europe early. Like the exceptional talents, but like the rest of them normally used to be over there and develop. Because if you notice, to answer that, if you notice, if you watch the Euros and you watch the Copa America, you can see the difference. It's very physical. And right now, the teams that really been successful in the tournament so far, it's team that got most of their players are playing not in Europe but in South America. If you notice the Colombian team, a lot of their players play all over in Central America and South America. You got few from Europe, but it's most likely built up from the Central American and South American players that they got in their squad. And the same thing with Uruguay. A lot of their players play in South America too. Like the Brazilian team, most of them play in Europe. Argentina used to go through that for a while too, until they get this manager that really have them playing the way Argentina used to play, and how we know Argentina used to play back in the days. That's one thing right now helping Argentina. And this Argentina team is together for a long time. It would be Argentina versus Uruguay would be a great final. Yeah, because Bielsa, that's a manager that I really want to talk about. The commentator said very, very well, that it's a manager that drew him to win some titles because he got a lot of students in the game that win a lot of coaches that come under Bielsa model, and they win a lot in the game. But unfortunate that he never won so many trophies. But to see a fellow Argentina, go up against Argentina will be great for me in the final. Like, I would love to see the Uruguay against Argentina in that final, because the Uruguay, like, they're pressing even with 10 men yesterday. You saw the way they're pressing Brazil off the pitch. Even when they down to 10 men, it seems like they got 12 men on the pitch. The way they were pressing Brazil with 11, Brazil couldn't find a way in. They were pressing them off the park. And that's what I said I like about this tournament, because like it's physical, and that's what we used to the game used to be. We used to the game to be physical, and you definitely right. That's the final I would love to see. I would love to see this final. This final would make my day. I really, really, really believe that this final would be a final that would go down in history, and not only go down in history, a history lesson too. Both teams already won 15 titles, between each. So Argentina won 15, Uruguay won 15. So if this is the final, it will even make it sweeter because Argentina ain't want to want Uruguay go ahead of them. Uruguay wouldn't want Argentina to go ahead of them. So this will even make the final more, definitely more interested. It will definitely be a good final. Spain and England final. If Spain face England in the final, because the Netherlands, I think the England team is stronger, but England not playing the way how I expect them to play. But if it go down to England and Spain, it would be a good final if England can win it. If England can win it, it would be good. The reason why I said it would be good because we all love the Premier League, and we all want to at least want to see England win something. They never win the European title before. That's not a title that they ever won. So it would be really nice if they can definitely win the tournament. It would be really nice. Okay, already night bug. I think Uruguay and Colombia will go. Oh, the thing is, Uruguay gonna play Colombia in the semifinal. Uruguay will play Colombia in the semifinal. So one of them have to go home. One of them will definitely be out. So Uruguay play Colombia. So it's gonna be, and Canada play Argentina. So one or the other gonna go home, to be quite honest, in that game. So it'll be only one in the final. So you're gonna have to choose one, you know. And oh, you said Uruguay. Oh, sorry, I didn't finish with your question. You said Uruguay will go all the way. Yeah, it would be very really nice, to see which one go all the way, because it's gonna be one or the other. Nightbug is a robot talking to me. Yeah, Nightbug is Nightbug is there, man. Nightbug is real. You know that I just really set it up too. Nightbug is doing his thing. I never thought Panama. Oh, Panama didn't stand a chance. No, no, never stand a chance. Hello, my brother. Jersey is here. Blue board analyst is here, people.
Hello, Garvan. Hello, Notorious Tash, the legend, Notorious Tash, the Uruguay fan, Liverpool fan. Congratulations for reaching the semi-final in style. Hello to Meyer, to Indefinite, the iconic horseman, Indefinite, the man who is a part of the Critical Four. Horseman, Argentine, the man, the world champion, heavyweight, undisputed champion of the world, Indefinite. I was listening to the conversation, Gavan, and your communication with the audience. It was amazing. You covered it in a very holistic way. So many points, and the last thing I heard before coming to this show was you said, hello there. You said that it's your wish to see Argentina versus Uruguay. Similarly, it's my wish as well. Not only we would love to see the world champion Argentina, the team of my horsemen, Indefinite, but to go against Uruguay, as you said, 15 versus 15, right? And and two-time world champion as well, Uruguay. And the if you see the Hollywood script is written if this is the final. For me, it's more than football. It will be the Hollywood script. Uh, uh, if it happens, of course, Uruguay versus Argentina with Marcelo Bielsa, the Argentine legend, as the manager of Uruguay. I think I would want Indefinite to tell us what he thinks, because no one can tell us better than Indefinite, will be the feeling in Argentina to go against Uruguay, knowing that icon, legend Bielsa will be coaching Uruguay. And if Uruguay wins, Garvan, if Uruguay wins, beat Argentina, my friends team, Argentina, this will be amazing, right? I mean, I'm not saying I want that. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I have Notorious Stash as well to support, who is she is supporting Uruguay, Darwin Nunes, right? So this is going to be an amazing game. So Garvin, please go ahead. What do you think if Uruguay beats Argentina in the final? What will it do to South American football, and what will it mean for Uruguay, and also what will it mean for Bielsa, his legacy with Argentina? Will it diminish that?
The thing is, with Uruguay, with Uruguay, the reason why I will say, it would be wonders for football if Uruguay won. For a lot of our listeners right now that watching, you know, before I go to the super chat that the lovely Notorious Tash put up there, before I go to that, let me go a little bit about the Uruguay. A lot of people don't know that Uruguay was the powerhouse of football back when it just started. Uruguay is the first team to ever lift the FIFA World Cup. Uruguay was the first team to beat Brazil in a final and lift the first FIFA World Cup. So Uruguay was a force to reckon with back in the days. Uruguay won 15 South American titles along with Argentina, 15. So both teams tie on 15 titles. So imagine if it goes to both teams in that final. Imagine the beauty of that final when both teams are fighting to be superior. Imagine if Uruguay can put themselves back again on the market where they can prove to the world, that they still can be a powerhouse in this beautiful game that we love. Imagine. So this final for me will be a final that everyone gonna have to watch. It's gonna be something magnificent. As the great Ric Flair always said, woo! It's gonna be some of that moment, because this Uruguay team is not a team to sleep on. I would love Argentina, to put a good performance in because of my friend Indefinite. How much I love that. I love my friends, but that Uruguay team, as the Notorious Stash always said, Nunes. If Nunes can take his dinner, it would be a final to remember. And Uruguay, all the best to them, because honestly, I would love Uruguay take it just for football's sake, and just for the team that set the standard of the FIFA World Cup, and world tournaments. I would love for Uruguay to take and put back their name back in the world stage. And thank you, Notorious Stash, for your super chat. You guys are a legend at this big up. Thank you.
Thank you, Notorious Stash, for the super chat. It means a lot for us, for Garvan. Thank you. She says you guys are legendary at this. Big up. Thank you. We are legends because of you. If there is no Notorious Stash, if there is no Indefinite, if is there no Meyer or our beloved, iconic, rich money makers, then the legends cannot do anything, right, Garvan?
That's true. You guys are the one that push us and motivate us, and let us continue to do this wonderful job that we're doing. So you guys are really the foundation for this. We really appreciate it.
There is no Ric Flair and there is no Shawn Michaels or there is no Undertaker without the fans, right?
Yeah. And that's what drive us, to always come here and always, try to make sure we put a good show for you guys. Miss Rosa is the first one in the building today. Really appreciate it. A good friend of my friend, my brother, my family, Jersey. That introduce her to all of us, and we really appreciate it.
Hello, Rosie. Good evening. Hope you're having a good Sunday. Thanks for tuning in.
The notorious Tash is back again. Before we go deep down into it, Jersey, you wanna shout her out right there?
Yeah, Notorious Stash. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yes, the group right here is really motivating. Absolutely, absolutely. So yes, as far as Brazil goes, Garvan, I know you're trying to avoid, but you know me, the minerals in me will always come back. Will not try to skip anything. Will not try to skip any topic. I know this is a difficult situation for you, but maybe briefly, if you can give your take on Brazil, what went wrong, what are the areas they need to improve, and do you think by 2026, when the World Cup comes, they can be one of the teams who will be right up there for the title?
Yes and no. A little bit of Johnny Minerals, and a little bit of Jersey Minerals and Indefinite Minerals. It would be a yes and a no. To be quite honest, because remember all along last week I was telling you an indefinite about my takes on Brazil. This Brazil team is not a team that built to win tournament. They do got the talent. Over the years, I think Brazilian players started to fall for the Neymar generation. They don't have the Brazilian fighting spirit anymore. They get to adapt to the European life and the European way of playing. So for me, even though they do got the talent, they have the potential. They got the samba in them, but they're still not a Brazilian player in my point of view. Your Vinicius Jr., your rugby, they all trying to play this type of game where it's not a team game anymore. Even though back in the days when Brazil used to be Brazil, when you got the likes of your Ronaldo, your Ronaldinho, your Rivaldo. How can I forget Rivaldo? One of the best. Your Rivaldo, you still got the players that do the dirty work for these players, and that's what Brazil don't got this time. You will got your Denilson, not even say Denilson. You got this guy used to play for Zerroberto. You got Gilberto Silva. Remember Gilberto Silva? Remember Dunga? They used to do the dirty work for Brazil. And this is what Brazil teams lack. They lack of the fighting spirit. Someone that will be fighting, showing the passion in the midfield. And Brazil is lack of that similar type of player at this time. And Chelsea do got one. If Chelsea can give Andre Santos a chance, I think this player gonna end up turning him to a world-class player. But this is what Brazil missed. Brazil missed this type of midfielder that can control the middle of the park. And for me, right now, I don't see Brazil gonna be Brazil anytime soon, to be quite honest, unless they get a coach that can definitely coach a team to play as a team and not as an individual. Because that game we watched yesterday, there's a lot of chances we see that this Brazilian get to break down Uruguay. But the individual trying to take on too many players, that's what caused Brazil. And Brazil didn't adapt. They try to match Uruguay, and there's no team can match the lovely Bielsa, crazy madness type of football, which we all know. It's more than a rock and roll. If you put it together, you cannot describe it. Because they're gonna be all up in your face each time, every time you have the ball. And Brazil don't used to that. Brazil used to be the Samba boys. They passing the ball around, the movements and break down teams. And I saw they try to match. And once I saw they try to match Uruguay, I was like, it's done. Uruguay definitely won this one. And said so done. It's penalty shootout, but you can see that Uruguay deserve it because when they dunked the 10 men, the passion they were showing, the desire they were showing, the heart, they leave everything on the pitch, and that's what only thing you can ask for a team, to leave everything on the pitch, and that's what missing out of this Brazil team. They don't know how to do stuff like that. So I would say I don't see Brazil winning the next World Cup or coming close, to be quite honest, no time soon.
Wow. So, Garvin, a follow up as you were speaking, I was thinking any team you can choose, or one team or two teams, one or two, um, both from Euros and Copa America, that you think might not be like a France or an Argentina, if you see the point. But by 2026, when the time will come, when the time approach, when the music will hit, when the anthems will be sung, when the doors will be opened, and people will watch the World Cup 2026, which team or two do you think will be right up there to challenge for the title?
Um, I saw an interview a couple of days ago, but I don't know if it's true or not. Where I'm gonna break down all four teams. England, I heard that they were gonna give Gareth Southgate a new contract, and if they do, I would say that will be a failure for this England team. That would be one of the biggest mistake, and that will be one of the reasons why they won't be in my top two. As you said, I can pick two to go and win. The World Cup in the next year, in the next 2 years, because World Cup is 2 years from now. Because I think that in my philosophy, in my discipline, and my everything, that you cannot be a coward, and that's what Gareth Southgate is in some part, because he's scared of using the young talents that's there. Only time he try to use those talent is when England is down. You saw him start to make those changes and put those players on to go on, to save him. And after a while, that's gonna run out. You only can do that for so much. After a while, stuff like those not gonna be what's the word I'm looking for? Gonna be attainable. And for me, he's the one right now is holding back England. Netherlands, they got a very, very good young team. But the next 2 years from now, Van Dijk probably reach the closing stage of his career, and he's the driving force in that team. A lot of those players, they it's an halfway for me. I saw the Netherlands with more talented team over the years, by watching these football tournaments. But this Netherlands team is kind of different, without so many superstars. They're finding ways. They're not playing too bad, but they're do finding ways. And I will say, a little bit of inexperience of knowing how to win, because Netherlands reached one of the most final or semifinal in World Cup history. It's one of the teams that never crossed the line. I don't think they will cross the line in this coming World Cup, to be quite honest. So the two teams, for me, will be down to France and Spain. But I'm looking at Spain as the more likely one to go all the way, to be quite honest. I think Spain will be, with those two young attacker that they got, for them to stay together for the next couple of years, it's only going to get better. Rugby seems like he's still on point. Spain team is a very young team. It's not really that old. So most of these players are going to be together for the next couple of years. So without any major injury or or stuff. I think out of the two, let's leave the France and Spain. I think Spain will be the most likely because Conte is the man that owning of France at this moment. You know, Conte is the man that driving Spain, France at this point in time. But how long Conte can do it for? You know, we all know Conte is not a human. You know, for some Chelsea fans or worldwide, you know, because he do unbelievable stuff on that pitch. Seems like he's 5 men on that pitch, but how long that Conte can do it for? You know, just like with Chelsea when he was at Chelsea, we all know that at some point at a time we're going to overuse him and break him, and we did that before. So wonder if France going to rely on Conte too much, you know, and break him. But right now, Spain is the team right now for me because they got even this player coming off the bench, Malmo, that is an excellent player. So Spain would be right now my favorite to go all the way for the next couple of years and dominate world football because these young talent is showing that they're not only just young, but they can adapt to the senior football.
Interesting. So if I correctly understood, I understood the analysis, of course. I mean, the two teams that you picked uh, right now, I mean, we're still 2 years from the World Cup, but given the competition, given the performances, you believe that Spain and France, these are your two teams, especially Spain, it's your top team, followed by France, that you see competing for the world heavyweight title come June 2026, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so interesting. No team. I mean, in these two teams, you didn't pick a team from South America, and you don't have to. You don't have to. I'm just saying. So you don't see Argentina, Uruguay, Brazil, or any other team. So yeah, Spain and France for you. So for me, Spain, the reasons that you shared, young team with some experience, improving. Not only they have our boy Kukurea, that's one reason, of course, but you see the wealth of talent. So many players that we are discovering, who play for Athletic Bilbao, Villarreal, uh, Mallorca, and other clubs that we don't even follow. Atletico Madrid, a few players from Barca, Real Madrid. Usually, the Spanish team is full of Barca, Madrid players, but this team has players from, as I said, Athletic Bilbao, from Espanyol, which other club that I think Real Betis. So a lot of talent, and they still have some weaknesses, but I think they have a lot of talent. Don't forget Nico Williams as well. So Spain right up there, and two times is a good time for them to continue working and to improve. So they have an opportunity to be a real competitor comes 2026 World Cup. The other team, the other team is the second one that I'll pick. Jerry Minerals' second team is Germany. If they continue with Julian Nagelsmann for the next 2 years, I truly believe what he has done in 8 months with a very, taking the role at a very fragile time, the most difficult and challenging of times that Germany faced in 3 decades, I would say. Almost rock bottom. And don't forget, 8 months doesn't mean he's working with them for 8 months. Like in a club football, he only saw them for three. He saw them 3 times for 2 weeks session. So it's 6 weeks, 1.5 month, not even 1.5. I would say 5 weeks that he worked with them over the period of 8 months, and you can see the results. Yes, they were knocked out in the quarterfinal, but we can say maybe they were knocked out by one of the better teams of the tournament, and maybe You can argue that they were the better team on that day from minute 46 to 120. Yes, they were knocked out. They didn't take the chances. They created a lot of chances for a knockout game. That's not to be seen regularly. They played some amazing football on and off the ball. They are still young. There are some players like Cruz who will not be here. Maybe the goalkeeper would be changed. There are many young players like Musiala. Sane will probably be in his last World Cup. Uh, they probably need to figure out a number nine. But the patterns of the play, as I said, on and off the field was top notch. Not only he's playing a high press, high intensity, high line game, which is very brave, I would say, for a knockout tournament. But at the same time, in the start they struggle a bit on the counter attacks, but he improved per game, even per, you can say, half. The way that the fullbacks were involved in covering the spaces and tracking back, they everyone knew their role. So it was a wonderful display by Germany. I'm of course disappointed that they could not continue. And so for me, with Julian Nagelsmann, who I truly believe, and I think Garvan also believes, because I received a private note from him when Germany were eliminated. Again, thank you for that note. And I think Nagelsmann won you over in this tournament. If anything you would like to add, Garvan, I think Nagelsmann won you over as a coach that perhaps you would be interested to follow in years to come.
Yeah, the thing is, why I didn't pick Germany? Germany is a very talented team, and I'm looking for for a bright future for Germany because of the manager. But where my concern is with Germany, why I didn't pick them, there's a lot of players in the German team right now that's probably going to be their last tournament. You know, Cruz already retired. What his name from Bayern Munich? Muller, right?
Muller.
Muller, and then you got Leroy Sané. You know, gonna reach up probably in his 30s. You know, and you know those type of winger after a while they break. You know, Musiala is very young, so I would love to watch Spain for the next coming years here. You know, to see how they replace those players. But overall, you know, they got a wonderful team. You know, to be honest, you know, they're unfortunate that they didn't reach. You know, as I said earlier in the video, if they were in this side of town where England and Netherlands, and you look for them to be straight in the final because they're the second best team in the tournament. You know, in my point of view, alongside Spain. You know, as I already told you guys, that Spain I haven't seen many weakness, but Germany is overall playing better. You know, and that's down to the manager, to be quite honest, because a lot of these German players went to the FIFA World Cup, and we all know what happened. You know, and the Euros before then, we all know what happened. So this Germany team, we all see what the manager can do. But if he can replace those older players, you know, just like what the Spain got, and bring in some fresh young players, especially in the upcoming World Cup qualification, then you know they probably be up there for me with Spain. You know, because the French team is very talented. We all know the names that France got. So there will be the three best team in the world, on my point of view. My biggest concern is with the South American team. Why I didn't pick any South American team is because of the way all the South Americans team, you know, they're playing right now. They don't prove to me that they can compete with the European teams at this moment, the three top European teams. You know, so that's why I didn't pick any South American team. You know, Argentina are gonna lose Lionel Messi. You know, let us see how they replace him before I really can say we can go deeply, because Lionel Messi was injured for a couple of games, and we
I
don't.
think Sorry to interrupt. I think knowing Ronaldo and Messi, I think Messi would want to play the World Cup. I'm just assuming, but I think he didn't score any goal. I didn't follow all the game. He has not scored any goal yet, right? In this tournament, Garvan, Leo Messi.
Oh yeah, I was there. I was talking to my daughter. One second.
Oh, sorry. Please go
I
ahead.
just have to help you, okay?
Sorry, I didn't notice. Sorry, apologize.
Oh no, you good.
I said, did Leo Messi scored any goal?
No, you haven't scored a goal so far.
And Ronaldo also didn't score any goal in open play, correct? In Euros.
No, Ronaldo haven't scored a goal either in the
So
Euros.
both
So
of
that's what
them,
I'm saying. It's coming to
both
an
of them are having a very bad. I mean, both of them had bad tournaments. Ronaldo is, of course, out. Messi still have an opportunity, maybe in the next two games to prove something. But how did you see Messi's performance? I only saw one game and it was disappointing. Did he play well? Some people are saying if Argentina wins Copa America, then he should be given Ballon d'Or. And I was like, no way. I mean, what's going on? I don't understand. I love Messi, but what's going on? Did he do some wonders with Inter Miami? Please
no.
inform us. And his performance at Copa America, did he do anything good so far?
No, so far he haven't do nothing, no assist, nothing. So it's not like he's lighting up the tournament. The only players right now is lighting up the tournament so far is James Rodriguez, the former Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, and Everton player. He's the only one that lighting up the tournament so far, in my humble opinion. So the only person I can say that deserve World Player of the Year, right now, it would be Rugby from Manchester City. He would have bigger shout. And
Which player? Which player?
Rugby from Manchester City.
Rodri, right? Rodri.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. Could be Mbappe if France wins. If they win, I know he also underperformed so far, but he can do something in the semi-final, final, and of course he scored a ton of goals with PSG as always. Maybe Kylian Mbappe has an opportunity if he wins Euros. I'm just saying, right?
As Marin said right here, Ronaldo and Messi haven't scored a goal, and that's true. That's why I was saying
So
that.
it's sad. It is sad that they are stretching themselves when Messi could have retired after the World Cup. I don't understand why he is prolonging his international career. It was a perfect time. Please go ahead, Garvan. I think it was a perfect time. Not everyone is Ric Flair. Not everyone is Jerry Minerals who can go on till they are 100 or 200. Or
Yeah,
even on a deathbed, they can do a live stream, right? But Lionel Messi, why is he playing after the World Cup? It does not make any sense to me. Honestly speaking, you can say God or Mother Nature, whoever you want to believe in, gave him an opportunity from nowhere to win a World Cup when he was 35. He could not win it in 2006. Okay, he was so new. He was coming off the bench. 2010 with Diego Maradona, he did not win it. Prime Lionel Messi. And the prime Lionel Messi in 2014 lost the final to Germany, which Higuain, Gonzalo Higuain completely missed a sitter. Besides the point, 2018, another great Messi, 31 years old with a great season with Barca, knocked out by France. And then I thought, and many people thought around the world, that that's it. Now there is no chance for Messi. But at the tender age of 35, not having a good season at all with PSG, he won the World Cup. Argentina were good, perhaps not the best, but they were good. They were really good, right up with France, I would say. Perhaps France were the better team. Not so in the final, unfortunately, up until the 70 odd minute when Mbappe turned the game around. But Argentina were not bad. They played very well. Messi had a very good World Cup. People can give their own opinions or have a controversial narrative or have a conspiracy theory. But if we have to be real, Messi had a good World Cup. Yes, he scored a lot of penalties, but he had some great moments in most of the games where he really impacted the game. So what I'm trying to say, that's it. He won the World Cup, and then Kylian Mbappe almost took it from the mouth, from his mouth, uh, or from his hand, whatever you would like to call it, and almost won the World Cup within the normal time. Forget the extra time. I mean, in before the penalties, he almost won the World Cup for France, and also at the end, um, just before the penalty shootout, it was Emi Martinez, I would say. As much as we can appreciate Messi, but I think it was Emi Martinez, the goalkeeper, who made an iconic save, Garvan, right? An iconic save that saved Argentina. That literally saved Argentina. It was done. And then again, Emi Martinez saved Argentina on penalty shootout. So somehow, with a good Argentine squad, not the greatest, perhaps not in any way the best Argentina squad of the last 20 years, Messi won the World Cup. Garvin, why is he continuing? Do he want to crash out of the next World Cup or this Copa America as his last memory? What's the point? What is he trying to show here?
I think he want to win the World Cup back to back. In my point of view, it's been a competition for him and Ronaldo. I think if Cristiano Ronaldo come up tomorrow and said he's going to retire, I think Lionel Messi will retire. I think if Lionel Messi come tomorrow and said he's going to retire, I think Ronaldo will retire. I think it's just the nature of both players that competing against each other for so many decades to be the best or to prove to the world who's better than who. And I think it's unfortunate because it's holding back both national teams, in my point of view. I think with Messi holding back Argentina, and I think Cristiano Ronaldo, hold back Portugal in this tournament. I think, I saw they take Bruno Fernandes off the field and left Cristiano Ronaldo out there. Those little things, you can definitely see they're trying to accommodate Cristiano Ronaldo the same way they try to accommodate Lionel Messi. But after a while, both gonna have to look into themselves and say, like, I'm killing this national team. It's time for us to go. Because definitely without them, especially without Ronaldo in the Portugal team, I think they definitely could have, go further in the tournament. Um, I'm gonna say this. I watched the Uruguay team, right? And I saw that Uruguay team. I definitely saw the way Luis Suarez he's there, but he's not trying to go get on the pitch. He's there for support, even though he's the captain of Uruguay. But you can see that even when he's going down to penalty, they believe in the team they got out there. They didn't even bring Luis Suarez on the pitch. So he's just there for support because they know that he can't do it no more. But he's just there as a leader. And I think Cristiano Ronaldo have to learn, like, this is what I got to do. The same thing with Messi. You don't have to be a leader on the pitch. You can be a leader off the pitch. And the players that can do it all, will be there. And I think against this Uruguay team, to be honest, I think if they use Messi out there, I think that this Uruguay team will win this tournament.
I would like to ask Indefinite. Thank you, Indefinite, bro. You are proper chills. The definite. The show that he did on my channel yesterday. He prepared. Took and verified each stat that he was sharing, and then it was an awkward time. And he just came here to support the show, to give the platform. I mean, the first ever Critical Force show, and he was. In the most awkward of time in America, he woke up. He didn't want to disturb the family. He went to his car. I want to tell the audience about Indefinite. This is the definition of proper chills. He sat in the car, so no one could be disturbed at that time. And then he was doing the stream. And then not only in that situation he was doing the stream, but he gave the historic talk or analysis, Govern. In the car in blazing heat, right? 7 a.m. Woke up 5:30 a.m. to come on the stream at 7 a.m. I mean, this is amazing. This is professionalism 101. This is proper Chelsea 101. Big up indefinite, sir. Big up. Indefinite, yeah, he says Messi and let's read this. Let's read his take. Messi and Ronaldo, I think my view is avoiding that. Okay, I just change it. Messi and Ronaldo are far past their primes. Messi at least helps Argentina succeed because he does not need the glory. Cristiano Ronaldo, on the other hand, wants to be the central figure. I agree. I agree to that Ronaldo is, at least Messi is playing still decent football, Garvan. We have to be real. But Ronaldo is completely off. He cannot. He barely walks on the field. I know, but Messi's role is defined in a way, right? Which is, I think, now, because he won the World Cup, he was the main player there. But I think now, at the age of 37, I think Messi, of course, in my opinion, should retire. He is nowhere near his best, but I don't think so. He's impacting the team in that way because he's not the central figure when it comes to the attacks. His role more is trying to help create. If you see the point of minerals, he not now, but from the last many years, he is the creator, sitting deep, trying to not doing the runs, trying to be in different spaces with the opportunity, having other people play around him, but it does not mean that they have to accommodate him. Correct me, indefinite and Garvin, if I'm wrong. He has his own place. Has the authority to maneuver, but knowing the skills which we cannot deny that he has, outstanding, one of the best in history. He is creating for Argentina. He tries to create. So the difference is that Ronaldo is more of a nine who plays as a central nine for Portugal, right? Because he cannot do other tasks. If he drops deep, which he do once or twice in the whole game, he doesn't have the legs to do anything, right? So he's more of a Lukaku, right? Who's just waiting for players to give him the ball so he can score. Messi is not waiting to score or higher up on the pitch. If I and I'm not saying because of indefinite or trying to defend Messi, but I truly believe that because he is the creator, he does have amazing passes, amazing vision, and he has different spaces and positions to utilize. Whilst Ronaldo is centrally playing as a central number nine or is higher up on the pitch most of the times and expecting people to feed him and is also wasteful, right? Now, I mean, for the last year or so, is totally wasteful. So I agree with indefinite, but I think at the same time that Messi already won the World Cup, right? Perhaps after Copa, maybe he need to evaluate. The only thing I'm saying is, Garvan and indefinite, the only reason I'm saying it, let's say he goes to the next World Cup. All power to him, right, Garvan? And I mean, it will be very difficult for Argentina to win the World Cup. I'm not saying impossible. They will be in the top five, but will be very difficult. Let's say they are out in the quarterfinals. Garvan, indefinite, and the audience. Let's say if they play, let's hope they win for indefinite. But if they play, I'm just saying that Argentina are knocked in the quarterfinals. This will be the last memory of Lionel Messi with Argentina. Why not retire after the? Why not? He should have. I mean, why didn't he retire after winning the 2022 World Cup? Or maybe after Copa, even if he, I mean, if he wins, great, great. That will be amazing to win two Copa and World Cup in the last 3 years. 2021 Copa America champion, 2022 World Cup champion, 2024. If he could win the Copa, that would be perfect. Or even if Argentina, let's say, lose to Uruguay, which we assume will be the final, or Colombia, still, like, he can still go up holding his head high. But the World Cup loss or a knockout, Garvan, is very is very hard to take. What do you have to say on that?
Um, you and indefinite is correct. I think that Ronaldo needed it even more than Messi, to be quite honest. I think Messi is just there because he loves his country. And he's just there. And I think let Messi have more in his legs. I take back what I said earlier a little bit because, but I think Messi, I think Messi will be the one that know when he definitely need to hang his boots up. I think probably this will be his last tournament. I think after this, he probably retire from the Argentina national team. Or he probably help them to qualify for the World Cup and then go as a part-time player. But Ronaldo is the one that definitely hold back Portugal a lot. Because he cannot run the channel like he normally used to. But I just think that this team, just definitely what's his name, Martinez. He killed that golden generation of Belgium, and I think that he will do the same thing with this Portugal generation because they do got talents. Will he be man enough or brave enough to drop Ronaldo, and to go with a younger striker because Portugal got a lot of good young strikers. Will he be brave enough to do it? We don't know. Will Cristiano Ronaldo trying to be the man and look into himself like Suarez and take himself out of the team? I don't think so. Ronaldo want to be on the spotlight at all times. And you both of you 100% correct. If the coach tell Messi that he's gonna sit, I think Messi would be more, acquainted to be like, okay, I will sit. But with Ronaldo, it will be a different story. You know, it's up to both national coaches though to really decide what they want to do with them. But both of them are legends of the game. We cannot sit here and take anything away from them because they're all legends of the game. But sometimes you have to know when to hang the boots up. Look at Thiago from Liverpool. He retired today from professional football. So players have to know when to hang their boots up. And I think Ronaldo don't know when to quit, because he got this driving spirit that probably gonna drive him completely out of the game, and kill his own legacy. Sometimes you have to dwell with your legacy and take it and walk with it because Lionel Messi already win the Copa America. He already win the World Cup, so he got nothing else to prove.
Yes, amazing. On this talk, uh, I'll be back in just two to 3 minutes. I'll ask one question, which I have not asked you on the channel or behind the scenes. I'm sure you have one. I would expect you not for you not to say. I mean, we know both are great. Both are one of the best, or the two best of the last 15 years, two best out of five of the last 100 years. But you have to pick one. So I'll be back in just 2 to 3 minutes, Garvan. I'm here just coming back as soon as I can, maximum in 3 minutes. Ronaldo or Lionel Messi? Looking at the career, both of their careers in the last 15 for Messi, 20 for Ronaldo. Sorry, it's 18 years for Messi. I thought 15. Wow, Messi is playing for 18 years. 18 for Messi and 21 years for Ronaldo. Who, collectively looking at all those years, is the best player for you of the last 2 decades? I'll be back soon in 2 minutes.
For me, Ronaldo is Portugal. For me, Ronaldo. When it come on to Ronaldo and Messi, Lionel Messi is Lionel Messi and Ronaldo is Ronaldo. I never try to compare both, but the reason why I'm not a really Lionel Messi fan, I'm not I love Lionel Messi. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not really a big fan of one reason: the 2010 World Cup when Wesley Sneijder was the player, the best player in the world at that point in time, and indefinite. I know you love your Argentina and your Messi, but this is one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of Messi. I love watching him. I love what he brings to the game. Nothing that happened is not down to Messi. It's down to the biasness of the media. Who push this narrative on him. You have nothing to do with Lionel Messi. But the reason why I really definitely not a Messi fan, to be quite honest, is that 2010 World Cup. Wesley Sneijder played for Inter Milan under Jose Mourinho. They won the Italian Serie A. They won the Italian Cup and also won the Champions League. 2010, 2009, 2010 season. That was the year that that Wesley Sneijder lead his Netherlands team to the World Cup final against Spain, where they lost narrowly by I think 1 goal to nothing, and he got an excellent World Cup. He was one of the best player in that entire World Cup tournament. So Wesley Sneijder for me was the man should get the Ballon d'Or in 2010. Lionel Messi only won that La Liga title with Real Madrid with Barcelona. That was the only title that Lionel Messi win that year. But they still gave Lionel Messi that World Player of the Year. And for me, that's when I really look at it and said like the media and this world football itself, was biased towards Lionel Messi. That 2010 moment should have, go to Wesley Sneijder because he was the best player in the world to me. It doesn't matter how many goals Lionel Messi scored, but this man was consistent for a whole entire season across every tournament. Every single tournament that he played in, he went on to lift that trophy except the World Cup. He only lost by 1 goal to nothing against Spain in that World Cup final. So that's when I'm not a really Messi fanboy. After that tournament, have nothing to do with Messi because he didn't give himself that Ballon d'Or. But I'm just looking at it and say that the media is for him, and that's when I really fall out of favor with Messi. To be quite honest, Cristiano Ronaldo is a player that I really like. As I said, I watch Lionel Messi, but I'm not really a fanboy either. To be quite honest, I think that my greatest player of all time would be Ronaldinho. To be quite honest, I don't got none over Ronaldinho. Honestly, in my point of view, or Ronaldo from Brazil. Those are my two top players, which Jersey already know that I will never put Lionel Messi and Ronaldo over. I always said the real Ronaldo from Brazil. So I just have them as a player that take on the battle from those two legendary players, and now is the end of an era in my point of view. It's the end. And now you got the Musiala, your Cole Palmer, you got your Olise, and you got the Limal and the Williams. Those are the future.
Yes, but I have to interfere. Don't forget the first name. Already the best player in the world, Garvan. Kylian Mbappe.
I was going to Kylian Mbappe too, and you got Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland. So those are the new players that's gonna bring light to this wonderful game that we love. I just think that is the end of an era, and I really adore them for what they do. To take over the bat from those legendary players, and they continue and carry it for so many years. And these young players now, it's up to them to set a different standard. That's how I look at it. I'm not gonna say none is greater than none. I think both of them do wonders, and both of them share the platform equally, in my point of view. It was an equal battle between both because both win national titles for their country. Messi go one step further and win the World Cup. And unfortunate for Ronaldo that he haven't won the World Cup, but he do run the Euros for his native country. So I would say both of them, led their country to victory. And both was the greatest player in their generation. And now we're moving on to the new generation.
Yeah, both of them amazing. If I have to pick one, I'll pick Lionel Messi. I'll pick Lionel Messi. It's close, but I'll say it's very close. 20 years, there have been different times, right? So to give a quick answer why Lionel Messi, there have been different times. Peak time for Ronaldo, and then peak time for Messi, and then peak time for Ronaldo, right, Calvin? And
Yes,
then
sir.
so one was over the other for a few years. To answer why Lionel Messi, The Lionel Messi of 2009 to 2015, those 6 years, if I just take it, oh, I don't want to even say any word. I'll say, oh, 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 oh. The Lionel Messi of 2009 to 2015, never seen anything like that. Never. Those 6 years, if I took those 6 years, indefinite in the audience, 2009 to 2015, amazing, outstanding. Never seen anything like that ever since, from 2015 to 2024, and never seen any other player, including Messi, replicating that. If I go back, it's Diego Maradona, I would say. Diego Maradona, who did that. And it's, I would like to ask you, because Garvin, you have the knowledge of the historic decades, or the historic games, or historic period. A lot of people say that Diego Maradona. I'm sure you know that. I'm sure you would speak high. Who won't of Diego Maradona, right? But some people, because the new audience, it's difficult for them to know. They can go and check the highlights. You all know, we all know what he did in the 1986 World Cup. Not just that, what he did with Napoli, with no investment and no team, and everything we know about Maradona. So, Galvin, a lot of analysts and gurus, if you would like to say, of this footballing world put Maradona higher than Messi. And the reason that they give, and that's why I want to have your professional take, because you are expert in this field when it comes to different decades, different footballing styles. People say that football was more rough, tough. There was ruthless tackling that was allowed. The pitch condition was difficult. Some of the factors that I shared, right? Pitch condition, awful most of the times, uneven pitch, tackling, very physical game. There was no yellow card for even stuff that we would see happening over here. Players are protected in modern times. So in that period, what Maradona did, people believe that if it's something Messi would have struggled, what they assume, doing that in that period. What's your take? I would like to have your professional take on that.
Yeah, Diego Maradona, is one of the most talented player I ever see. Honestly, one of. You know, him and Pele, they always say both are the king of football, but in my point of view, none of both was really the king for me. It's just unfortunate that this player did not like to train. This player did not like to go to Europe so the world can see him, like your Maradona and your Pele. But with Maradona, before I go to that player, he do some unbelievable things where you have to stop and wonder, like, how did he do it? And he is a legend of the game because he didn't just go to Napoli. He reformed, rebuilt that city. He gave that city glory. And what a player. My first World Cup that I really watched live, I go back and watch the rest, but it was a 1994 World Cup. It was unfortunate that what happened. Indefinite probably know about it. I don't know if you know about it, but with the failing of the test, we didn't. That was the World Cup that the world was gonna see the man himself, Diego Maradona. I think that World Cup, he would have dominate that World Cup. I think that Brazil wouldn't stand a chance if the Diego Maradona, wasn't get that ban. Unfortunate. That his lifestyle was just his lifestyle. But what a man, what a legend. What a player. Honestly, that man was a genius. He was a genius. That man was a force to recommend. That man can single-handedly win a game by himself. Look at that goal. If you don't know Diego Maradona, just type in Diego Maradona versus England and look at that beauty that Diego Maradona scored. We're the one that he take on the whole entire England team on his own to finish it. You know, that was one of the greatest, but he still got some controversial moment too, where on the ends of God goal that he scored, you know, so a lot of people who don't know the history about the Diego Maradona, he was
Garvan, please tell the audience about Hand of God goal, the historic Hand of God goal, and then the goal of the century in that same game, right? Please tell us. I also want to hear. I know, but from you, sir, I'm so excited. You got me excited. It's a request, sir. Hand of God goal and the goal of the century in the same game, Garvan, in the same game.
for a lot of Argentinian, you know, that game is means a lot to the Argentinian fans, which we're not gonna go to because of some, you know, politics with both country, England and Argentina from way back in the days. So for Diego Maradona, you know, that game means a lot to his native country, Argentina, and for him to come up with two beauty of a goal, which one is unfair, but at the time when he scored, it was a beauty of a goal, you know, until modern technology really pick it up, you know, and show you, you know, if it was VAR back in the days, we wouldn't get to sit here and talk about, you know, the hand of God goal, you know. That's the difference with VAR today. You kind of take away a little bit of those historical, you know, moments where, you know, some things that you would get away with and you sit back and watch it for years, even though it would be controversial. But years and years, you know, you could sit back and talk about it. You know, that goal was a goal to make a nation like Argentina, you know, go wild. You know, at the moment when it scored, you know, no one thought of it. Everyone just thought of an amazing header. You know, Indefinite was saying something about the World Cup. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get to your question in a minute, Indefinite time. But the solo goal though, that was one of the goal when I saw it. I was like this. Like I was wondering if someone could have really done something like that. That was a magnificent goal against that England team wasn't a walkover. You know, that England team got Sir Charlton on it and all those England greats. You know, and the way how we take that pass and the way how we slide across that pitch and slide it home, you know, it was something magnificent. But the hands of God goal. What a goal. What a controversial. Because today we sit here and I'm talking about it, Jersey. It's a magnificent finish at the time when you look at it. But now in real life with the VAR and the technology, you know, we're gonna say is a goal that shouldn't have counted. But this is something we'll live on for Argentina and not only Argentina, for the world, you know, to sit here and talk about the legend of the game, the Diego Maradona, one of the greatest that ever glide the pitch and the beautiful game that we all fall in love with. This is one of the men who opened doors for many generations, who insists that he's going to make a difference. And he did. You know, I listened Frank Zola talk about this man, the way how he trained, you know, the way how he will be keeping up that ball, you know, don't even let it touch the ground, the passion that this man showed, you know, the difference that this man make wherever he go, whatever he touch, turn into gold. Like, what a legend. This man is a one of a lifetime generation talent. You know, I don't think we're going to ever see another Diego Maradona because no one can be Diego Maradona. Diego Maradona is Diego Maradona. The same thing with Pele.
So,
Everyone is saying
Robin,
that.
the second goal in which at right at the even in from the English defense, I think in their half, he
Uh-huh.
collected the ball, and I think he ran past five or six players all the way to score.
It's about
How can
six, including the
we need
goalkeeper.
we need to talk on that, the hand of God, iconic goal, but then using his skills and the goal that Messi replicated, some of them say against Athletic Bilbao. I think not replicated, but it was kind of
Yeah,
very similar, right? So
it was a corner. It was,
please
I
tell
think
us
it was a
about the
corner.
goal, about that goal, the goal of the century that was voted as the goal of the century, Gavin.
Yeah, it was a. I think it was a corner, and when the defense line clear it, Diego Maradona pick it up, and from then on, like 4 or 5 English defender, they all try to take him out. They all try to put him down, and he finds some way, to glide past each and every one of them. The last one, trying to completely take his leg from under him. You can see where he stumbled, but he'd never fall over, and he just continue, to get his balance and still pass that last defender, past the goalkeeper, slot it home. What a magnificent goal! Like if you never see this goal before, you guys need to go watch it because this is a goal that's a lot of people I see try to reform it back, but they can never do it like the Diego Maradona done it. It's a goal of one of the best goals that ever scored in my lifetime, and it's a goal that I'm gonna always cherish because of the way how he took that, and not only the way how he took it, the way how he was trying to do it for his country. If you listen to all his interviews and you hear the way how he talk about this goal, this goal means a lot, not only to him, but the whole entire nation of Argentinians across the world, wherever they were at that time. It was a goal that means so many for so many people across the world. It was a wonderful take goal. And not only just take, but it means a lot to a nation. And that's the most important thing. When you're fighting for your nation, not only for yourself, but you're fighting for for your country. You're fighting for your people. So that what made this goal more special, in my belief, for Argentina and Diego Maradona.
And I think he was also only 5'4". He was very short, right?
Yes, he
Only five
was.
feet four.
He was. But the thing is, what you cannot take away from him, the low center of gravity, that the balance that he have, even when you're trying to take him out, the balance that he have to try to stay on his feet. These days you don't see young players do stuff like those. Players never try to stand on their feet. Their biggest thing is to try to get the next player to get a card, to get the advantage. But this man was a true legend. He never tried to go down unless you definitely take him down. He always trying to stay on his feet, and that's what make this player so special. So different.
So Indefinite says that Maradona was too hooked on lifestyle using the inappropriate stuff, and he was and if he was focused like Messi, I think he could have put ridiculous numbers. Yes, Garvan, if he was not involved in all these things, which he was for the last 3 4 years of his career, maybe we could maybe people can maybe based on what he could have achieved more and more and maybe won a second World Cup for Argentina. Maybe he could be talked about. He's already talked about one of the best, one of the top three, but maybe people can say today that he is the best. What do you think?
Yeah, if it wasn't for his lifestyle and get those banned and stuff, I think he would have been up there. When people compare him and Pele, that's the difference with him and Pele. Pele was a very disciplined person, and Pele, was a different topic. But if Diego Maradona was focused, I think Pele and Pele and Messi would be like a similar type of player, and even with your Cristiano Ronaldo, if you put all four together, all four was similar in men, but the difference with Maradona, it was more like an undisciplined type of person. If he was disciplined like those three, his name right now would have been, who is the debate would be like more 50-50 between him and Pele, or even Lionel Messi, because he would have scored more goals, he would have won more World Cup, he would have more to his name overall, because the talent that he have and the way how he can single-handedly win games, he would have won more in his lifetime, score more goals, because Pele is the man that scored the most goals in entire football history, 1,073, I think, or 77, somewhere in that bracket, or 1,000, I think it's 1,036, somewhere in that bracket, the amount of goal that Pele scored, and he would have been up there with Pele. But King,
Yes, Garvan, amazing. Like you took us back to 1986, 1990, 1994. I mean, amazing. It's amazing. I mean, this is football. This is the height of greatness, Yes, please go ahead.
yeah, with Pele now, Pele was the one that was fighting for his country too, because a lot of people don't know that most of these South American players that grace the beautiful game that we love used to be fighting for something, fighting for their nation, fighting to unite their people. And that's why these older generation, they come back to the newer Brazil now. We're not doing history class, but we have to go back in history sometimes, for the younger viewers. Pele used to fight to keep peace in Brazil, because in Brazil there was like some political stuff, was going on, and the Pele was trying to fight to get his people, into a better situation. So Pele was almost similar like Maradona. The goal he scored against England was a goal that means so much for his country, and the same thing with Pele. The first time when Brazil win that World Cup, it made the war in Brazil, kind of stop, so that the both players, was fighting not only for themselves but fighting for a country. And this is something that these young generation of players don't really got. They're more about the money, the flashes, the cars. I'll be thankful for Chelsea striker Nicholas Jackson go back to his neighborhood trying to feed the people over there. Your Sanimane was trying to build a hospital and stuff like those. So I kind of like what I see these African players are doing back for their country now. So football, that's why it come back around to when I always tell you that I think this landscape of football is changing. And I think some of these are some of the reason, but that's for another day. But the player I want to tell you about that I think was better than Maradona and better than Pele, his name was Revellino. You guys can look him up. His name was Revellino. This player was one of the best players that to ever grace the pitch. But he wasn't a disciplined player just like Maradona. So no one get a highlight of him. When he's supposed to be training, it will be there in bars, drinking and stuff like those, and it was a womanizer and all of those little stuff. So he never graced the pitch the way how, we should have known him as. Now you got Lionel Messi at the time, and now you got the future Kylian Mbappe face to face right now on the stream right now. So Mbappe, is the next big name, but who's gonna compete with Mbappe for the brighter future of the game? A lot of people say Erling Haaland, a lot of people say Musiala. There's so many, it's there right now to to grace this wonderful game that we love. All right, let me go through some of the comments in the comment section.
Meyer, check him out. You have missed a lot, I would say. You have a lot. In fact, you are lucky if you didn't know. You have a lot of content. There are some documentaries on him. I highly recommend personally. Fan of Argentina, if you're a fan of Argentina or not, besides the point, right? Garvan, this is more than Argentina nation. This is about a footballing god, you can say, right? Go and watch his documentaries, search on BBC, on many other documentaries on Diego Maradona, life of Diego Maradona. Search on YouTube, you'll have many videos, and I think you will be impressed. And if you're and maybe you will start playing football every day if you're not. You know, every single day you will play football. I can assure you. Watching the documentary of Maradona, if you have any single minute in your life, you will go out, put the ball in play, start playing football. This is Diego Maradona for you, right, Garvan? This is Diego Maradona for you. Watch his documentaries, watch his goals, watch his training. I think you are in for a treat. You have the summer of 2024, and you've got the present of the summer, Diego Maradona.
Yep, yeah, you're right. All you got to do is type in the history of these players. There were a lot of greatest rever- indefinite, even going deeper. I didn't even remember about some of these players that I'm telling you, indefinite. A lot of people don't even know the history. You want to go for that one for indefinite? Give me 1 second. We're going to history before we wrap up the show.
Yeah, I mean, this has been an amazing stream, right? We didn't know that it just happened and few topics emerged and then we started talking about it. This is the beauty of live stream with while discussing different ideas, communicating with the audience. You always come up with many different things, and I'm sure Garvan and everyone is glad that we touched upon these topics, which are the pioneer, the reason why we love football and why football has a special place in history, in present, in future. These are the places, these are the moments. Pele was so undeniably great that even the wealthy classes in Brazil accepted him. I was talking about this with my friend Oscar, who came in from Rio de Janeiro. Yeah, interesting. That's interesting. And Maradona came from extreme poverty, right?
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
And I would say to anyone that haven't watched these greats before, it's we don't even talk nothing about Chelsea much today. The history of the game, take us into a different lane, and but the history of the game, Maradona and Pele, if you know where they're coming from, those young players. That's what I'm saying. All these young players making the millions right now, they didn't have to go through what these players go through, and this player was fighting not only for themselves but fighting for a nation. And it go back to something and someone that I really know been fighting for a cause right now is Leon Bailey from Aston Villa, that represent Jamaica, where he's fighting against the Jamaican Federation, for a better future, not only for him but for younger players, and he make his stand and he's not backing down on it, and that's what these players was doing back in the days. They were fighting not only for themselves, they were fighting for a nation. And that's what make these players are special, and that's make these players stand out from everyone else. Like these young players these days, they got no loyalty, not to their country, not to their clubs, not to nothing. But these players, the greats, that we all can sit here and talk about, and even them, they fight, and they fight for each and every person. They fight for freedom. They fight for everything that you can name. You can name. They did it. And they fight to make this game where it is today. And we have to sit here and honor them, not just here and don't talk about the present. We have to talk about the past too, because the past go a long way. How we get here, there have to be a foundation, or else we wouldn't be where we're at today. And they're the people that set the foundation for your Lionel Messi and your Cristiano Ronaldo, your Ronaldo from Brazil. These are two of the legend that paved way for everyone. Just like how your mom and dad paved way for you, that's what these men do for the game that we love. They pave way. They set the standard that people fall in love with it worldwide. And now it's the greatest show on earth. When this FIFA World Cup or the Euros or whatever is going on, millions of people tuned in, because this is what make peace across the world. And this is something that we all enjoy and adore, and we have to sit here and talk about it, for a little bit.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. And indefinite, let me know where I can put my application for the Argentine passport, right? Let me know where I can put the application, and I would need your reference. I think I have earned, right? I have earned this spot. I was joking with Indefinite on the other show when I was also talking about Argentina in the 2002 World Cup, and telling him, as I was telling you about those games, under Bielsa. So I think Indefinite would probably help me to become an Argentine national. So, Garvan, you can apply for the Brazilian nationality, right?
Yeah,
So,
back in the days I would, but right now, these Brazilian players don't they're not fighting for the famous color that they're wearing. They don't know what it means to wear those colors. Until I see that, then I will fight for it. They they have to show me, that they're willing and passionate enough about that famous yellow and green and blue. From now on, I support them, because that's the country that bring me to love the beautiful game. But for right now, just like Chelsea, I'm on the sideline. I'm in the middle. You know, Recently I'm just in the middle. I'm just waiting. I'm not crossing the border yet. I'm waiting to see what's going to happen and see if I can turn into the new minerals.
yeah, indefinite, and I will of course be you can say great impact. Throughout moving forward, and Chelsea Football Club. So our presence, our analysis, I'm sure will slowly. We are not insisting you, but slowly and gradually, I know we know, right? Indefinite that Garvan will be there. We have to update the name of the show from the critical four to the critical five, with Garvan with Garvan as a new member. And I think once Garvan will join Indefinite, and I'm sure he will. I'm sure 100% come May 2025, he will be here. And once Garvan will be the part of the critical five, oh, then you will see a new side of Garvan we have never seen before, right? So, Garvan, we are waiting for that. I'm sure Chelsea has done everything possible for you to join us, right? So, I have an interesting question talking about Mbappe, right? First of all, what he has to do to win the Ballon d'Or, don't you think so? He deserved in the past. He has as good as or better performances than Messi, Ronaldo, and other players, but somehow because PSG never won UCL. You know how it works. Mostly when you win UCL, you get the awards. I think he already had a few seasons where, in my opinion, he was the best player. And the second question, if you don't mind, how and where will he fit in? He should, of course, probably be the first person on the team sheet for Real Madrid. But where will he play? Because he plays in the same position of Vinny Jr.
I think the next Ballon d'Or would be his. In my humble and honest opinion, I think probably the next one would be his. I think that this Ballon d'Or is down to one player and one player only. It's gonna be Drew Bellingham. Um, because they already start the train. You know, people been hyping it up and talk about it between him and Vince Jr. So I think those are the two players. And Erling Allen, Erling Allen kind of got a little bit of hiccup season this season, but it's gonna be down to those three players. To be quite honest, I don't. Lionel Messi ain't gonna be there. Cristiano Ronaldo not gonna be there. So it's gonna be down to those three and four in rugby. Rodri. I always call him rugby. I don't know why, because it's similar to rugby. You know the rugby games. I always, yeah, those three players are the one that's really gonna be nominated for it this year. But if France win the Euros, then you can add Mbappe name to it. But for me right now, it's gonna be down to those three players and probably Cole Palmer for the Golden Boy, and Phil Foden, those are the five players that ahead of him right now in the pecking order, in my opinion. Not because he didn't have a wonderful season, but it's just the way how the media is going about it. I think Cole Palmer probably nominated for the young golden boy, and Phil Foden will be up there with the next three. But that's where it is right now, in my humble opinion.
And where will Mbappe play with Vinny Jr. in the Real Madrid side? Where do you see? Like, I think Mbappe will take his place. I think they would probably accommodate or give Vinny another space. I don't know because the player Mbappe is. I
Um,
would always give him his position, but of course Vinny is there for a couple of years. Um, who would change their position? How do you see this happening? Will Vinny be on the bench or will both of them play? What will happen? Honestly, this is a mess in a way for Real Madrid.
they will figure it out. To be quite honest, Vinicius Junior can play on the right, and Mbappe play on the left, or Vinicius Junior is sometime for Brazil. He play as a striker, so they will Don will figure it out. To be quite honest, and indefinite seems like he's on my train right here. I don't know if you want to read that one. Make me smile. Because I think that is.
Messi has won some undeservedly what's happening? Lewandowski was, sorry, it was not clear. I had to remove the screen which was restricting. Apologize for that. Was cheated out of one. Yes, I would say so. When I think Lewandowski won the
He never won it.
um,
Messi won it. They give
no,
it
no,
to Messi.
Lewandowski won. Sorry, I mean Lewandowski won the treble with Bayern Munich. I believe that season, right? Under Hansi Flick. Yeah, I think yeah, Lewandowski deserved that. And interestingly, it was postponed due to COVID, and then Lewandowski was forgotten. So I agree with that. What do you think? Yes, I agree. The not just because he won the treble, but I think he scored so many goals, both, and helped Bayern Munich win the treble with other players. Haaland deserved it last year. I think Vinny Jr. deserved it this year, but if Messi wins the Copa, they might give it to him again. Oh wow,
You see,
this is steamy. Come on, this is spicy, and as our boss Coachella says, the final boss, sorry, not the boss. The final boss Coachella says, delicious. This is the delicious comment of the day, right? First of all, of course, Indefinite is a very sincere person, so he thinks that Lewandowski should have won back in that year. I also believe the same because the requirement more or less is that you should have either a World Cup, Euro, Copa, or Champions League, right? And it's not an official requirement, but we can see that 9 out of 10 times, if you see the last 10 years or 20 years, it's 90% the winner of this competition gets the award, right, Garvan? And then your performances. So Lewandowski won the treble. In fact, if you add sextuple with the iconic Bayern Munich team under Hansi Flick and scored what, 50 goals? How
yeah,
many goals he
50
scored?
goals.
Yes, so 50 plus goals. So, yeah, I mean, for sure, I think he deserved it. But I have to. Indefinite is, of course, a very sincere person, so he is acknowledging that. But I have to defend Messi, not defend, but I have to say that in a way, what Messi deserved overall, he deserved. Let me, if can I have a minute to add what I'm trying to say, Gavan?
Oh, go ahead.
Yes, I agree. Especially with the one with the Lewandowski one, and maybe Haaland because yes, perhaps Haaland because City won the treble as well. But if you see these two, or you said Schneider, right? The one
Yeah,
you gave
Wesley
it out.
Snyder.
So these three. But again, if you see the rules, I'm playing a devil's advocate. Some might agree with me, some might not. Maybe everyone will agree with me, maybe everyone will disagree with me. But I felt that not just because I'm sitting here on 7th of July on a beautiful Sunday evening here in UK 2024. I felt that I felt that in 2015 to 2018. Forget, please forgive me if I'm missing the years. 15 to 19, three of these years. Ronaldo won three times. And in each year, in my opinion, Messi was the better player. And Ronaldo won because under Zidane, he won three Champions League in a row. Yes, Real Madrid won three Champions League, but Ronaldo's goals, assists, and performance in those three seasons, two especially, if you see the stats, and one maybe eye test. Okay, you can take one up, one. It's a question mark. But in two seasons, Messi outperformed him. The only reason Ronaldo won is because Barca were knocked out in the quarterfinals, semifinals, and he won three UCL in a row. If you see the point, but Ronaldo was not. I repeat, not. I already noted that, complained about that, whined about that with my friends in those years. Then Messi was by far head and shoulders above Ronaldo in those years. Why did Ronaldo get the award? I remember sitting having dinner, talking on the phone, taking my car, driving to the friends, and asking them why did Ronaldo win the award? Why? Lionel Messi head and shoulders above Ronaldo in those years, 15 to 18, 15 to 18, 19. In two seasons, at least two seasons, without a shadow of a doubt. But Ronaldo got the award. Everyone told me, Jerry Minerals, you have to accept that you have to win the UCL. Then you get the award. You have to win the World Cup. You have to have something. Barca did not win the UCL. And maybe, yeah, they won the leagues in all of those years. They did not win the UCL. So they cannot give it to Lionel Messi. So if Messi with Schneider, if you think I have to analyze the 2010 one, to be very honest, Calvin. But yes, with Lewandowski in 2021, Haaland recently, I agree it should be Lewandowski and Haaland. But again, the two that Ronaldo got, if you just talk about player of the year, it was Lionel Messi. Nowhere it was Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo got it because Zinedine Zidane did his magic with Ronaldo, Benzema, Bale, prime Modric, prime Cruz, prime Sergio Ramos, not taking again anything, although I am in a way from Real Madrid. So if you see the point, Garvan, as I said, no one has to agree with me. If you want, you're most welcome. No one has to disagree with me. If you want, you're most welcome. But I sincerely complained for those 2 years that Leo Messi deserved to win the Ballon d'Or. Or maybe God or Mother Nature gave him back in an undeserving way, in a deserving way of those years to undeserving way, taking it away from Holland and Lewandowski. So, so seven, right? He has won seven Ballon d'Ors, Garvan. I don't remember the count. Is it seven, Garvan?
Yeah, seven. Yeah, I think it is. I don't exactly remember the numbers.
So from 2008 2009 when he won the first UCL with Guardiola to 2024, in these 15 years, I think he should be given 8 to 9. 7 is less, I would say. In the last 15 years, 8 to 9 years, Messi was clearly the best player of the year. If you see the point, he should have at least one or two more. 2019 he did not get it because Klopp. I'm just giving my point of view. I'm a minerals. I'm Jerry Minerals. 2019, Barcelona were knocked out by Liverpool in the UEFA Champions League. Remember Garvan, remember Tobeho, remember Indefinite, remember Rich Money Makers, remember whoever is listening without commenting. Remember whoever will listen later in the evening and in the morning, having your coffee or working out. Leo Messi did not win Ballon d'Or that year because of the just because Barcelona were knocked out in the semi-final of the Champions League. He was the best player of that year as well, 2018, 2019. That was the last year that Messi was prime Messi, I would say. He did everything, all the numbers, all the goals, assist, beautiful football all year long. Barca won the first leg 3-0 at Camp Nou. In the second leg, yes, Liverpool put one of the biggest comeback ever. Probably the biggest comeback of all time in the UEFA Champions League when they demolished Barcelona 4-0 with the most amazing Anfield crowd ever. But is that the penalty you would give to a player for not winning Ballon d'Or? So, yes, this is my point. Yes, I agree with Garvan, with Indefinite, that Messi should not have won the ones with Lewandowski, Haaland, and perhaps Garvan, because I have to do my research, my homework. So maybe for Schneider as well, I have to recall and analyze the performances and the numbers. But let's say I agree because I agree with you. Okay, let's make it three. But he did not get the award in other years. Just because some other players won Champions Leagues or the World Cup, he did not. But as far as the season goes, he was by far the best player. So 2008 to 2020, 24, 16 years of football, he should have at least 18 Ballon d'Or. So he deserved one more. Indefinite, indefinite. This is Jerry Minerals for you. Thank you, Indefinite. So, Gavan, please go ahead.
Yeah, I was just amazed. Big up to Tobago. Tobago is in the building. Respect Tobago, respect for passing through. But that's what I was saying. You know, uh, as Indefinite said about, I didn't even remember about those the next two. I only remember one that hurt my soul. When Lionel Messi, but he had nothing to do with him though. In my point of view, it's more about the biasness towards him that I was really, was devastated about. I think that, once a player won everything, I think they deserve it, even if they're not the best player in the world. But when I mean the best player in the world by talent, you know, because Lionel Messi is more talented. So, but I don't think that we should be biased towards a player. When a player works hard for a season to be there on top, to lead his team to where you expect a player should. I think they deserve the award at the end of the day. And I think I think he worked for it. Weston Snyder worked for it. Lewandowski that here worked for it. Erling
So,
Haaland.
Gavan, that year when you're talking about Snyder, of course, I was watching football. I was old enough in 2010. I'm still young and old at the same time. Um, I was not observing football at the time I mean, in terms of Ballon d'Ors. I know Messi had an incredible season with Barcelona. They were knocked out by Jose Mourinho's Inter Milan, treble winning Inter Milan. Correct? Is that correct? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And Snyder had an amazing season without a shadow of a doubt in the at club level, and was the player of the tournament, yes, of the World Cup. But then again, was it Snyder? I mean, clear cut. I'm just asking, not taking anything. I agree. I remember Snyder very well, player of the tournament, and was outstanding throughout the year. But the similar, I just recall what I'm trying to say here after giving all of these notions and all of these discussing these scenarios. People were saying that okay, Messi. I understand that. Okay, if not Messi, what I'm saying. Schneider, or some people were saying even Zabi deserved it as much as Snyder. So I wanted to ask you. Zabi was also mentioned, I remember.
Yeah, yeah. Wesley Snyder, right? Yeah, I think it was Jose Mourinho. I think it was Inter Milan, right? With Jose Mourinho. Yeah, I think it was Jose Mourinho first year. They won everything, and then I think that they lose in the final when I think that Van Persie. I think it was Van Persie scored that wonderful, one of the greatest diving header I ever see in my entire life. And I think it was a quarterfinal. Weston Snyder with a few assists too, and I think they lost to Spain in the final. And then after that, Weston Snyder never
Yeah.
recovered.
But Xavi also had as good as a season 2009-10 with Barcelona and Spain in the World Cup. So I mean Xavi was also mentioned, was up there for Ballon d'Or that season, right? So if
Yes.
it was not Messi, it could have been Snyder or even Xavi. Even Xavi. Because it was Xavi's best year too, what I'm trying to say, what I recall. He was up there. He was he was the most instrumental player for Spain along with Iniesta. Uh, So Spain was magnificent, of course, the best Spain I have ever seen with David Villa, a prime David Villa. We are talking history lessons, Colin. We are talking history lessons. David Villa didn't have the longevity but for some time, I mean, for few years, few short 4 5 years, he was a prolific striker. I remember for Barcelona, especially in the World Cup. David Villa was outstanding. I was mesmerized by his performance. 2010-11 Champions League campaign, league campaign with Barcelona. I think he, for some reason, I don't recall why he could not continue along his best. But David Villa, if you remember, Garvan, another striker I'm talking about 2009 to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, with Barcelona, with Spain. I mean, he was something, if you remember him.
Um, I think I don't remember much about it, Paul, but it's it's definitely
Guys, check it out. Guys, David, David, Villa, Villa. And Garvin,
I
what
remember
something for
David
you to check
Villa.
out as well.
I
Something
remember
for you to
David.
check out as well.
I remember
Please check
David
it out.
Villa because he was playing for Valencia. But I
Yes.
remember he got an excellent tournament. I think there's
I mean,
the
he
year
was
in
an outstanding man. He was outstanding.
yeah, he was and I think after that he go to Barcelona. Yeah, if I remember correctly. I didn't even remember too
Yes,
much
and
about
he,
David
he
Villa until
he
you
won
taught
he
me.
won the he won the treble when last time Guardiola won by defeating Manchester United 3-1 at Wembley Stadium. He also scored a beautiful curling goal in that final, David Villa. When Wembley Stadium 2011, Barcelona 3, Pep Guardiola's Barcelona 3, Sir Alex, Manchester United 1. Wayne Rooney scored the goal for United. Wow. I mean, wow, it's I'm falling in love again with football. And unfortunately, when we talk about this year, and this is why indefinite and Jerry Minerals have become like that, because I don't want to start, but if you can understand, when we are talking about such greatness, and when we talk about the owners, the sporting directors of Chelsea, with Enzo Maresca, and everything they're doing, and with the passion that Garvan, Jerry Minerals, Indefinite are sharing, we don't want to compromise. Garvan, please, we don't want to compromise on greatness, Garvan. We are the students, we are the disciples of everything we shared today. Garvan, please don't take it. Please, Chelsea, please, sporting directors, please start bowling. Please, Iqbali, please don't take it away from me. Please, please don't take it away from me.
Yeah. I'm sorry I have to come to the end of this extreme wonderful show. I thank each and everyone that's tuning in and hope we can bring back some history. You know, um, about football, the game that we love, and see if we can fall back in love. Because Chelsea sucked a lot of energy out of us this past season, to be quite honest. And this is the way we have to find our way back. Probably don't talk about Chelsea, until we see what happened in preseason. Find some ways, to talk about the game that we love. Honestly, I don't want to get into that H place. As cool as I find our boss always said. But I thank each and every one that tuned in. I'm sorry that we have to end the show because we normally go on for 5 hours. And want to say thank you to each and every one. And for me in Jersey, we thank each and every one, and we thank the Notorious Stash for the wonderful super chat. Not one but two super chat that graced the channel. And this is something that's gonna help the channel and help the rest of supporters in the channel, because we're gonna find something to do, for each and every one, or do some donation with this wonderful stuff that we're getting, the super chat. So thank you guys for being here and for the support. Trying to start something that I can help, the needy in the future. Hopefully that it will be possible. These super chats and membership that's coming. See if we can use it to help some unfortunate people across, wherever. It don't have to be in my country where I'm from. There's someone who really need it, and wherever we can, see if we can help out right there. Anywhere it's really necessary, that's needed most. So we thank you. Me and Jersey gonna be here all the time. This bond that build, this brothership, not even say friend. We're family. The relationship, the community that's growing. I really appreciate it. And people, remember, subscribe to Blue Board Analyst, because we're growing together, and thank you, each and everyone that's always tuned in. As we come to the end of the show, Jersey, you have anything you want to add?
Thank you, Garvan, for having me, and thank you, everyone. Thank you, Notorious Stash, for the super chats. It was an amazing show. We know we are short on time. Thanks again. It was amazing. Your perspective, your take, your insights going to the history gave me the goosebumps, and I'm all up for it. It's 8 p.m. here in the UK. I'll take the football, go out on the street, and play some football right now with myself alone, thinking about Diego Maradona. Come on, you Blues!
Come on, you Blues! As Marin tune in, say he love the stream. I really appreciate Marin. We're gonna add you to the Chelsea community that Jersey and I and Ty and Coach and start to build, so you can come on the stream too. Hopefully we can get it done today. I'm sorry that if the link didn't come to you, but I hope you accept the offer when we send you the link. You come in there, as usual, you're one of us. So we thank you guys.
Coming from a bad place, oh yeah. Tryna be a better me just for you. But it ain't easy, it's hard to get used to. Minding my own